Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have the 2025 Honda Pilot Elite. So we'll look at the interior, some of the stuff on the outside, and then go for a spin around to see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the Honda Pilot Elite, so let's click it into drive and go for a spin around. So one of the cool things here on the Honda Pilot is that it has a shift-by-wire system. So what that means is you no longer have the column shifter or kind of the big shifter that takes up a bunch of space. It's just little buttons down here for park, reverse, neutral, and drive. So you get lots of room for the cup holders, you've got a large armrest here. It does make a pretty big difference in terms of storage space. Now in front of that, I've got my phone on the wireless charging pad, and we've got wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. So I went ahead and paired my phone. When I hop into the vehicle, it's great. It's already paired up. It makes it really easy when I'm on the go to check my text messages, to use my Spotify, my Google Maps, and this also does have built-in navigation if you don't want to use your phone, which is pretty cool. But beyond that, I mean, that system is lightning fast. Honda's definitely come a long way in terms of their infotainment screen. Some of the older ones are not as good or not as quick as this new system, so it's definitely a huge upgrade there. Now beyond that, there also is a backup camera built into this, and the Honda Pilot Elite will come with a 360 surround view camera. So when you pop it into reverse, you can see all the way around the vehicle. Maybe the kids left something in the driveway you can't quite see in a parking spot. That is a pretty cool feature that makes it very easy to park and maneuver around. Now, the Elite has a ton of equipment in here, from the Bose sound system to the heated and ventilated driver and passenger seat, as well as having a heated second row. So the Elite does add a lot of pretty nice features into this vehicle, and the heated steering wheel is absolutely one of my favorite features. For those Minnesota winters, it's really hard to give up that feature, and it does make a pretty big difference. Now, another thing that's cool is all the Honda Pilots will come with a remote start on the key fob. So you can fire it up, it'll be nice and toasty, and it will actually remember if you had the heated or ventilated seats on. So when you jump into the vehicle, it's gonna be perfectly set for you. Now, how about the ride and drive? All Honda Pilots are gonna come with this 3.5 liter V6. I think it's got about 285 horsepower, and this one now has a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is buttery smooth on the road. You hardly notice any of the moves in the transmission, but if you do want to manually control it, there is paddle shifters here on the steering wheel. But I mean, overall, it's exceptionally smooth, and it is very quiet and comfortable in here. Now, this Pilot in the Sonic Gray Pearl does get those silver 20-inch wheels on the exterior, and it does look really good. It's definitely a classy design on the outside, and I think there's a lot of different pretty cool trim levels and colors when you're looking at the Pilot. If you're going camping, you want to be part of the outdoors, or kind of more into that lifestyle, the Trail Sport is definitely the one to check out. It's got a little bit more aggressive wheel and tire setup on there, and a little bit cooler design and style. If you're maybe going kayaking or mountain biking, that's definitely one to check. But for this one, the 8-passenger Honda Pilot Elite gives you all the comforts you'd ever need cruising around. So let's talk about the 8-passenger capabilities. Now, the third row, I'm 6'1", and I crawled back there, and I actually had headroom, I had knee room, and that second row can slide forward and back if you do need a little bit more space, but I was surprised at just how much room I had. Then once I was back there, I have cup holders, there's USB-C charging for the third row, and obviously in the second row, you're gonna have charging as well, plus there's a standard household plug in there, and another zone climate control. So the second row is great. Like I said, those seats are gonna be heated back there, and just at the press of a button, whether it's the little kids reaching down below to hit the button, or there's one kind of just behind the shoulder, you can click that, it will just slide the seat forward automatically for you, so you're not messing around with pulling levers or handles or anything. You just click the button once, it slides, and you can jump right into the third row. Now, if you're not hauling people around, storage space is very abundant in this one. You can flip that third row down, and it gives you a huge storage area. Basically, you can haul whatever you need back there, and the second row you can also flip down, so it's pretty much just like having a truck bed right behind you here. So 8 passengers is great, but if you don't need it, that center console actually folds down, and it can be an armrest, kind of like captain's chairs almost for the second row, and it's also removable, and in the back it's stowable. So once you take it out, you can actually put it underneath the floor. There's a little lever that opens up back there, and you've got underfloor storage if you're not putting the seat back there. There's a ton of different ways and very usable space in the Honda Pilot. Each door is going to have cup holders and openings in here. As well, you do have the little blinds if you've got the kiddos in the back. They can keep the sun out of their eyes that way. Now, how about the driver's seat? It's great. Like I said, with the Apple CarPlay, my Bose sound system, and all of the safety features built in, the Honda Pilot for you and the family is extremely comfortable. Now, the Honda Sensing safety setup, you've got adaptive cruise control. So if you're eating up a lot of highway miles, you can set 4, 3, 2, 1 car length distances ahead of you, and it will actually keep that distance. Then you've got blind spot monitoring in the foldable heated side mirrors here. There's emergency braking. Like I said, the backup camera is awesome in here. There's so much great equipment. It's almost hard to touch on all of it, but the Elite is pretty much fully loaded, like I said. So you're getting a ton of equipment in here. And one of the big things for me is that panoramic sunroof. So I've got it closed now, but once you open that up, it makes it feel way more spacious in here. And with the darker interior, it's definitely a pretty big deal to kind of open it up for the rear passengers as well. So that's a pretty sweet feature. So on the heated steering wheel, that's where all your controls are, and you have a digital gauge cluster here. So the left side is pretty much just your radio or Apple CarPlay stuff. Then on the right side, you can go through, see all your trip computers, some of your estimated times, the navigation, some of the driver safety stuff, and the all-wheel drive system stuff will be on that side. Now, there's also a tow mode. There's different drive modes you can select. I think it tows up to about 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. So there is a lot of usability out of the Pilot. If you're towing maybe a smaller fishing boat up to the lake for the weekend, got the adaptive cruise control set, and got your Apple CarPlay with your tunes going, this is a pretty good road trip vehicle. As well, just day-to-day use, it's comfortable, it's quiet. You're gonna get great fuel economy with the all-wheel drive system even. So I think if you're cross-shopping around, you're looking for a great family SUV, something that can do it all. It's not overcomplicated, which is what I always love about the Hondas. You can throw anyone the keys, they'd be able to hop in, figure out how everything works. The dual zone climate control, the heated seats aren't hidden in some menu. Everything works really well together, and it's great to drive. So I think you gotta get out, take one for a spin, see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive at the new 25 Honda Pilot. If you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walserhonda.com or stop by anytime. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.